Welcome to this week's studio vlog. This is a bit weird to film because it's my first time filming the introduction after I've actually finished all the footage for the actual vlog, but this week was a bit weird. With the past two studio vlogs, I had kind of like a main focus of like, oh, I can film this and I can film that, but this week I've mainly been focusing on painting like an entry that I want to enter into the Association of Illustrators competition. Like the deadline's very close. I'm nearly done and ready to submit, but I didn't want to film too much of that. I want to keep that a bit quiet at the moment, but I do. The first clip you see is a bit of like a sneak peek of some of the stuff I'm working on for it, but there's also just been I've done like a lot of random small art things this week really, so it's kind of a whole compilation of different things this week, but I hope you enjoy the video and let's just get into the next clip. So I'm currently doing some painting. I'm not going to go into too much detail about what this is at the moment, but this is my setup. I have a palette for mixing. This is my new Winsor & Newton palette, my old one. A Jane Davenport Brights palette and a Kuretake watercolour palette as well. I just use this really old mug that I got in like a HMV mystery box for my paint water. Sorry about these two palettes, they're a bit messy, but I'm just trying to finish them up now. This is a replacement for that one, but I'm using both at the same time because it's got obviously more colours to pick from. And this one I won't be replacing. I do like it, but it's not the most archival and it's a bit expensive to get in the UK, as I think it's an American brand. But yeah, that's it. An update on my new Winsor & Newton palette. I've been really enjoying using the actual colours. They're really nice and bright and vibrant and just very fun to play with. I do have some issues with the plastic palette itself. One bit I do like is you can remove this like mixing part very easily, which helps saves room when you're quite limited. But this is a bit flimsily attached. I have had this like deattached already, but the main issue is the pans aren't very securely in place like in the actual palette. So they're fine like side to side because there's little ridges that are there which stops them moving side to side, but say my finger was my paintbrush and I was working on it, they lift up when you like getting the paint off them, which is not very helpful. And it also means and I've had this already, there's some paint stuck there from when this happened, if you're out and about painting and you've like your paints are still wet but you need to go, so you close it all up and you shove it in your bag, and so it's moving all about, the paint pans just stick to this mixing tray and then they're all over the place in general as well, so that's not great. So I've actually ended up buying an empty palette to put the pans in. I chose metal because I just prefer how mixing works on metal palettes over plastic ones. And an extra bonus is you can take this out, which makes this a lot easier to clean. And you put the pans in here and these little metal things help prevent them from coming out. And then another added bonus is it's got a hook here on the back, so if you hook your thumb in like this and you just like open it up, it means you can hold your palette in your hand and easily access your paint, say if you're out and about painting or just like standing up painting or whatever. The design of the case I quite like as well. That's just an extra bonus. I bought this for functionality, but yeah, I'm now gonna like move all these pans from this palette into the new one, so I'll show you once I've finished doing that. But an extra bonus with this empty palette is it comes with all these pans, so if you're out there looking for a palette and you mainly buy watercolours in tubes, you can put these in and fill them up, and but these won't go to waste because I'll probably end up expanding even to more colours eventually, so I can fill these up. So yeah, I'm now going to put these in here and then I'll show you what it looks like. So I finished putting all the pans into this new palette. This is what it looks like. I followed the same order that they were in the other palette, but I had to put in a few empty pans just because these might slide about side to side too much if I didn't fill this up. But it does mean I've got 7 colours I can add, so I might look into some of my other palettes, see if I can put them in, or even just fill these up with some tubes eventually. But yeah, these are a bit smaller than the pans that this case comes with, both in kind of length and then like the width, like the deepness of the pans. But because it's a metal palette and they've got these hooks, all you do is you bend these forwards so it stops like them coming out, so I won't have the issue of these falling out like I did in the other palette. So that's very good, and I'm excited to try them out in this new palette, and hopefully it'll be a lot more functional than the other one. So yeah, there you go. Recently I got in contact with a local dog groomers in my town, and they're very kindly going to let me put some of my business cards in their store. So I've printed a bunch out ready to cut down and take down to them. These are what the final cards will look like. I have 3 different designs of past commissions I've done. They're all of dogs because that's the main commission I've received so far, but I do accept all kinds of pets, whether that's dogs, cats, amphibians, reptiles, whatever kind of pet you have. This is what the back of my cards look like. I've got my name, the fact that I perform my pet portraits, because I do have general illustration business cards as well, my website, my Instagram, and then my email address. I kept the design quite simple. I just added a paw print pattern at the top and bottom, and this is a calligraphy style I use a lot. I hand wrote it on my iPad, and I just thought it'd be fun to add little paw prints to the 2 eyes in my name. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. So an update on the pet portrait business cards. So I've finished cutting them all out, but I did forget to film the final amount that I created before sending them off to the dog groomers. These are the ones that are left over, but it ended up being a good stack about this thickness. I made 100 in total, and the groomers is actually very kindly going to send 50 to their shop in Bristol and then keep the other half in the shop that's in my town. So that was very kind of them, and it's kind of cool to know my work's getting out there into more than one area. I will have to make some more because this is all I have left, and I have 1 of this design left, none of another, and then quite the rest are of this design. But that's mainly just because of the way I print them out. There's an uneven amount of number, so I always get more of this one. But the way I set it up to send to them, I made sure there was an even amount of each design, just because I thought that'd be quite fun, and shows off more of a range of my work. If someone's sees, they pick one up and then sees a different design below, they might pick up and just see all the kind of dogs I've drawn so far, and I don't know, maybe they might like it. But yeah, that's an update on these business cards.
shows that it's going to be gloomy until like Wednesday. It's currently Wednesday. That's a whole freaking week. We'll figure out how to navigate.
I've decided to start a drawing challenge for myself this year. It's a very relaxed one, there's no time limit. In fact, it'll probably take me a very long time to complete, but it's more to encourage myself to do more art for fun in my free time rather than like neglecting that side, because I do neglect that side a bit. I enjoy all the work I create, especially since uni. In school during GCSE and A-level, sometimes there'd be times where I wasn't always enjoying everything I was making, but uni and doing like illustration specifically was much more my thing, and my lectures are very encouraging to like do what you want and like you'll go for whatever style you feel like and stuff, which I think was really cool. But even now that I've finished uni and trying to start my own career, I find I'm neglecting doing drawing for my free time, because I'm obviously focusing on like trying to get myself out there and all that. But anyway, the drawing challenge is connected to watching TV basically. I think I've mentioned on this channel before, but I'm a fan of Doctor Who, and I've always grown up watching both the modern current day stuff as well as classic Who. In fact, I probably watched a bit of classic Who before the modern series even started up, but I was a toddler, so the memories are very vague, and I always used to watch it out of order because my dad's just collected the DVDs, so he just put random ones on. So I decided this year I want to start watching it from the very beginning in chronological order. So just for fun, I thought I'll do an illustration for each story I watch, and it's also less pressure because it's going to take a long time to get through the show because there's a lot of stories, and I'll probably even carry on and do another rewatch of Modern Who afterwards, like just do the whole thing. But so far I've watched the very first story, which is The Unearthly Child, and I've done this illustration here. I'll put it up on the screen because it'll be flipped for you because of the filming on the way I film. But yeah, I decided to do an illustration of just the first Doctor because it's like obviously the introductory episode, and it's kind of sets up him being a very mysterious character, and that's also why I did Doctor Who at the top, because like is this one of the assistants, Ian, kind of like questions like, Doctor what, like who, you know. But I also picked this in particular because I really love this variation of his outfit. I like it when he has the hat on. Don't know why, but yeah. And I'm also taking this as an opportunity to kind of work on stylization. I've done bits and bobs before playing around, but I never really focus on it, and I really want to work on how I want to stylize people, and just in a more simplistic way and cartoony way, because when I do my digital drawings I like kind of drawing semi-realistically most of the time, but I would like to have a more cartoony style that I can incorporate into my children's book work. And I'll show you some past stylization stuff I've done. I did these portrait stylization drawings. I just went on Pinterest and looked at a variety of different portraits, and I tried to do a range of different ethnicities and ages just to play around with different features, and I did end up colorizing it digitally, which I'll put it on screen as well. But I always print off my digital drawings to put in my sketchbook, because I find it useful to do that when I'm in an art block, to do some like collaging and just like little bits of like actually working in my sketchbook. I also did this. This isn't really from my own head. This is based off a tutorial that James Luke Burke Creative did. He does these 10-minute kind of tutorials for you just to be creative for at least 10 minutes. I'll link it down below. But after doing that one, I kind of inspired me to do all the Doctors in a kind of like stylized way, kind of just not thinking about it and drawing straight in pen, which I don't do very often, but it's something I need to be brave enough and do more. And then I also colorise these, which are also put on screen. They're both posted on my Instagram if you want closer looks as well. And yeah, that's the most recent stuff I've done with stylisation, but I don't do it enough, so this challenge would be really good to hopefully establish a bit more of a like the style for how I draw cartoony characters. But yeah, that's what I've been up to in my free time anyway. And yeah, I'm currently having a bit of a sketchbook fail. I'll give you a little tour of the front cover, but yeah, I do jam pack my sketchbooks with random stickers. These are mainly old stickers I found from Doctor Who magazines I'd get as a kid. And then these 4 stickers here are from people who were on my course. And then this was a free sticker I got from a Seren Madison order, and then more Doctor Who stickers on the back. And I also jam pack the inside pages because obviously it's got Winsor and Newton pattern in on it. These are just some digital illustrations I did, kind of mock-up business card design ideas, but I didn't go with them in the end. This is washi tape I bought from Serene Madison. I love it so much. I love frogs. And then these were little drawings people from my course did of frogs. It was like during a presentation I did in uni, where my whole thing was based on frogs, and some people just doodled some frogs, and I didn't want to throw them away, so I cut them out and stuck them here. This tentacle's like a random drawing I did back when I was 16 in like a class where we were supposed to be revising for GCSEs, but no, I doodled that instead and thought, let's stick it in here. And then that's a thank you postcard from Serene Madison, and then this is a business card of my friend, and then a business card of Grace Boutique Creations. She makes really nice earrings. Check her out on Instagram. Same as Serene Madison. I'll link them down below. But this is my failure. My sketchbook's already falling apart, and I'm not even halfway through. I'm not sure how I'm going to put it back together at the moment, because obviously the way it's bit binded, you don't stick the spine to this bit. It's supposed to be attached here, but it just won't. I've tried like kind of working it out if I can stick it, but it just won't. It'll just fall back apart, so I might have to leave it like this and just work with it. It's kind of a shame, because I'm not even halfway through. Like, this is as far as I've gotten, which is not that far actually, so the fact it's already broken is a bit annoying. But and some pages are like a bit blank like this, but they served their purpose for what I needed to do with them. But I'm going to try and fill this up quicker now, knowing that it's broken, because I like using sketchbooks that are not broken. My last one broke pretty quickly as well. I feel like I'm fated to just have broken sketchbooks. I've also got another sketchbook I'm working on at the moment. I'll grab that now actually and show you one second. My other sketchbook, and although I say I'm currently working on it, I haven't worked in it for quite a bit of time, but I want to get back into it because I started it in second year as I actually made this sketchbook myself during second year. Like, we did a load of book workshops for a module called self-publication, and so this is just a plain hardcover sketchbook. I used a map to cover the front, so it's not waterproof, but I really love how the map looks. And I also stuck a little sticker on the spine. I was obsessed with using this kind of letter punch stickers for a while, especially in like my scrapbook and stuff. This is my own sticker, and I ordered this with Sticker App, and this was a free sticker that came at the time. And then this is a free sticker that came with an order I got from Night Creatures, and then more free green Madison stickers, and then that's the sticker from when I had my COVID vaccination. But I've also stuck some random stickers at the front, and I started it off with just like I was in an art block when I started this sketchbook, so I literally just threw paint on, and it just ultimately ended up being these doodle flowers. Again, I'm not too precious with my sketchbook because I want to use it, and I get really bad at using them sometimes, but starting off this way made it easier to use, because although I really like how it looks, it's not kind of artwork I would make to sell. It's just like for fun artwork. Portrait doodle and some earring designs, some sketches from pictures I took when I was on holiday a couple of years ago, just some portrait practice. I really enjoyed doing this background, it was quite fun. Some more sketches. I ended up turning this into a paper cut out collage thing. Then if I can flip this page, I've done a lot of building drawings in here. I really like doing them. Just kind of fun doing all the details in fine line. So there's quite a few in here. And another thing I do is if I'm painting and I have leftover paint, I will randomly paint some pages in my sketchbook to come back eventually as like a starting point. I've got quite a few in here that I need to go back to, but I do have an idea for this one, so hopefully I'll get to it one day. And some frog drawings because I love frogs. More house buildings. I turned that into a finalised piece. These are all just buildings I've found on Pinterest. Kind of feeling of doing like some kind of ghostly image of this, and it kind of matches that because I feel like that could look like a creepy house. And then this, I don't even know what I'll do with this one yet, but it's just some leftover red paint. And then I think there's one more of just a random paint page. Yeah, 2 blue. Could do something like ocean themed. And then this one I'm not so sure about. This page is a bit ugly because it's a mixture of green and orange, so it's got a bit muddy, so I may cover that completely, but we'll see. But I really want to get back into this sketchbook because I do love it because I made it myself. There's something about the fact I made it myself that makes me enjoy it even more. But yeah, the little sketchbook update. So this brings us to the end of this week's studio vlog. It was a bit random, but I hope you enjoyed it. I'll have my social media links linked down below if you would like to see more of my work, and I'll also link the people I've mentioned in this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!